Hello, and welcome to Rejai Media. This is History Notes. History Notes celebrate lesser-known figures who have made equally important contributions to society. We are dedicated to bring you engaging and informative content, recognizing people, places, and events that have shaped our world. Without further ado, I present to you History Notes. Today, I want to spend some time to highlight the contributions of Black Americans in the U.S. military. In particular, contributions made during World War II. Shout out to my cousin Rodney in California, who generated this idea by sharing a story with me about a Black Tank Battalion. They were sent on a suicide mission while fighting in Europe, but this tank crew snatched a victory from the jaws of defeat. The unit I'm speaking of is the 614th Tank Destroyer Battalion, which was ordered to advance on a town occupied by German troops. They were ordered to carry out a raid. Previous U.S. troop divisions tried and failed several times to overtake the German troops in the German position. So this unit of Black American soldiers advanced on the German position and was met with heavy resistance. This unit suffered many casualties, but inspired by their first lieutenant, Joseph Keeby from Chicago, these men fought bravely to overtake the German position. This unit of Black soldiers were called on again to face German opposition in the town of Klimbach along the French and German border. Once again, these soldiers faced heavy resistance. They were outgunned and outnumbered by the heavily armed German unit. However, their lieutenant, by the name of Charles Thomas of Birmingham, Alabama, he inspired and directed his platoon. He had taken on direct fire, placing his own vehicle and body in the line of direct fire from German guns. Despite being severely wounded, he continued to provide directions to his soldiers. This small band of Black soldiers were able to beat back the German unit, thereby once again gaining a victory in spite of overwhelming odds. Again, these guys were placed on a suicide mission. There have been many accounts shared by service members, especially among the Black soldiers, of all Black units performing with bravery and distinction all throughout the war. Residents of the small towns that were liberated from German occupation warmly welcomed the U.S. Black soldiers. One of the most noted all-Black tank battalions during World War II is known as the Black Panthers. That's Tank Battalion 761st or 761. This all-Black tank battalion was immediately sent to the front line of Normandy after receiving extensive training in the U.S. This battalion was in combat for over 6 months, and during that time, they had liberated over 30 towns in Europe. These men of the 761st Tank Battalion had proved themselves to be not just good fighters, but better than their white comrades. This tank battalion was assigned to the 3rd Army, which was under the direction and leadership of General George S. Patton. Initially, Patton was guarded about sending Blacks into combat, thinking that these guys wouldn't perform up to the standards or the valor of their white counterparts. It had been stated that Patton set aside his remarks and his views or his impressions about placing Blacks in combat because during that time he needed good soldiers and he needed fighting soldiers. This tank battalion was in combat for the Battle of the Bulge. During the Battle of the Bulge, German soldiers had raided American warehouses, and there they had disguised themselves as Americans to ambush American soldiers. General Patton then ordered Black soldiers to man the checkpoint, gave orders to shoot any white soldiers at the checkpoint who acted suspiciously. The 761st Tank Battalion rushed to the aid of the 101st Airborne Division as part of their drive into Germany. This battalion opened the way for the 4th Armored Division into Germany. The Black Panthers breached German troop defenses as they led the march through Germany and Austria, smashing towns and liberating hostages and prisoners along the way. The 761st Tank Battalion, the Black Panthers, had been called one of the most effective tank battalions in World War II. This battalion had received numerous awards and medals, including 296 Purple Hearts, 11 Silver Stars, 69 Bronze Stars, and 1 Medal of Honor given posthumously to Staff Sergeant Reuben Rivers in 1997. Staff Sergeant Reuben Rivers of Tecumseh, Oklahoma, was in the lead tank when the Black Panthers encountered a roadblock set by German troops. Sergeant Rivers got out of his tank and attached a cable from his tank to the obstacle blocking the road, removing the roadblock, all while taking direct fire from German troops. His courageous actions to remove the roadblock was instrumental to the successful assault and capture of the small town from German troops in northern France. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed the content. Our hope is History Notes will inspire you to seek additional information about the individuals or events mentioned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you at the next round.